It is a great honor and a privilege to introduce Dov Landau. Dov, we're here in Tel Aviv, and if you can relate...
I'm staying in Tel Aviv since I came out from the last concentration camp in Buchenwald, 1945. After 3 months I came up to Israel with the first boat. This is the boat what I came in from Buchenwald, from French, from Marseille. One is the boat here. This is a picture I got, as a memory, from the camp of Athlete where I arrived. I've got this as a memory, as a present over there. But this is the boat where I arrived here in 1945, 14th of July, together with 200 kids from 6-7 years old and up to 16, 17. I've been already close to 17 years old when I've been survived by the American troops in Buchenwald, the concentration camp. After 4 months, when I came up to the Buchenwald, I have been taken from a labor camp before that near Auschwitz under the name of Yavishevitz. And from this place, before the Russian came to occupy around Auschwitz, all the concentration camps, all the towns, the Germans, they decided to kick out all the labor camps, all the people, all the Jewish people, not only Jewish, there have been also a lot of other generations over there. And I went that march on the 17th of January 1945. I went out. It was very cold. 6 miners. We have been taken about 2,000 people from my camp, Yavishevitz, the coal mines, together with another labor camp, under the name of Blechhammer, also from people from Birkenau, Auschwitz. We went about 5 days and 4 nights. Without eating, without sleeping, without resting, only they've been followed from both sides, SS with his dogs, yelling and shooting, everybody. The people that they couldn't walk, because the shoes have been stuck in the snow on the ice, on the road. There've been ice. 6 miners. They couldn't walk along, with the other 4,000 people. They've been shooting on the back. Nobody was waiting for them because we have been followed by the SS with dogs from both sides. If you have been trying, to run away, you don't want to follow with everybody. You have been trying to run away, some place in the middle of night. They shoot you. You've been shooting. Anyhow, during the 5 days and 4 nights, we arrived on the 22nd of January 1945 to the railway station under the name of Leslau on the borders from Poland and Germany. Over there, we have been transported with the open trains, open wagons, a whole day and a half night from the borders to Dresden, and over there we passed the German borders. We arrived to the town under the name of Weimar. Near Weimar has been the concentration camp of Buchenwald, and I arrived, together with 2,222 healthy people. The other 2,000, half of us have been murdered, have been killed, have been swollen, they're gone, by the weather, frozen on the way. 6 miners. So you can imagine that I've been lucky that they arrived, alive. I've been 16 years and 8 months only when I arrived on the 22nd of January 1945 to Buchenwald. Over there I started, to organize myself. I've been only a boy, that I passed already since the war started, and I've been 11 years old in 1939, By 13, I've been already kept in a camp, in a labor camp. 13 years old. I've been born in Poland, yes. In Poland, under town under the name of Brzesko. It's between Tarnów and Kraków. This town was a Jewish town, a Yiddish shtetl, of 4,000 Jewish people only. And this was been living over there about 1,500 only Polish people. But the Jewish people have been residents, from Poland.
How old were you? What year were you?
When the war started, I've been 11 years.
And when you were born, what year were you born?
I've been born, in 1928.
28.
August 28. Now it will be the next week already 91 years.
Keinen Horin.
Next Shabbos, Shabbos Parshas Nachmo. I've got Bar Mitzvah. So you can imagine that I passed already 5 concentration camps, 2 ghettos, until I came to Israel.
And Dov, you were born in this town in Poland?
I've been in Poland, town by father, mother, with 4 brothers. 4 brothers. I've been the oldest one, When the war started, I've been only 11 years old, and the other 3 brothers have been small boys, 9 years, 5 years, 3 years. So that I've been left only 1 boy from my old family around Brzesko, my town, around Bochnia, the town of my mom. 50 people from my family, from one side from my father, the other side from my mom. 50 people, I knew everybody. All of them, they've been murdered, in the concentration camps of Berzec. If you heard about the name of Berzec. The other part have been murdered in Auschwitz. A part of them have been killed, shooted and burned in the ghetto of Bochnia. So that I knew everything in front of my eyes, what I have seen when they kept me, from one place to the other place. I went from one camp to one ghetto, from the other ghetto to another camp, labor camps, until I got to Auschwitz. I came to Auschwitz, I've been already 15 years and 3 months. By 15 years. After I went through 3 labor camps and 2 ghettos.
So Dov, can I ask you, what do you remember when the war broke out? What do you recall?
What?
When the war started, what do you recall? What do you remember?
When this war started?
Yeah.
I can tell you something that the first 2-3 weeks in the front of my apartment in my town where I've been born, I've seen how the Germans came in and they found the big shul, and they burned the shul, together with all the secretaries, with the Sforim, with the Klei Kodesh. Everything has been in front of my eyes, and other boys, the friends of me from the same building, they came and they took share. They want to see what happened. Been yelling and crying, in the whole 2-3 days until they finished to see how the big shul has been burned by the Germans. Yemach Shema. This is what I remember. I will not forget. It was about 2 weeks before Rosh Hashanah, 1 week. 1949, September, October.
39.
1st of September, the war started.
Yeah.
So you can imagine that about 2-3 weeks later, they found the big shul in the front of my apartment. I have here the book. You have seen the book?
Yeah.
From my town? Okay. And this I will not forget, I will not forget it. And then later, after I got the Bar Mitzvah, by 13 years, I was supposed to be employed by a labor camp of the Germans. I start to work. I got an identity card that is Dov Landau, Beirish, they call me. In Yiddish, Beirish Landau, born in 1928. He's employed by the camp, summer camp. It's out of town. Supposed to walk every morning 8 o'clock, 2 kilometers from my home to the camp, and I came back as what not like a closed camp, you know. He went in the morning to the work, he came back 4 or 5 o'clock afternoon. It took a year, and then this was after the Bar Mitzvah, 1941, 1942. The Germans came into the town and they took out about 1,000 people together with my family, my mom, with my brother. They took him further. They kept him about 1,000 people from the town, and we brought to the concentration camp in Belzec. Over there, they have been murdered, the whole 1,000 people, together with 600,000 other people during 1 year. 600,000 Jewish people have been murdered in the concentration camp of Belzec, because the first transport has been taken on 18th of June 1942, Tafshin Bet. The other part of the Jewish people, 4,000, have been taken out on the second day of Rosh Hashanah. It was Beis Tishrei 1940, also 42, Beis Tishrei or Tafshin Gimel. All the other 4,000 people have been taken in the second day of Rosh Hashanah from the synagogues, from the homes, and they took him also right down, you know, to Belzec, the concentration camp. So that all 5,000 Jewish people from the town have been killed, you know, over there together with a part of my family. And then I ran away, you know, from the ghetto, and there's been going to be a ghetto in this town where I've been born. My father took a horse with a carriage, you know, with my father, with a grandpa, with a mom. We ran away in the middle of night from the ghetto to other ghetto in Bochnia. In Bochnia was the same later, you know. 1 year later, they're going to be out of Jewish people, you know, to Judenrein from Bochnia ghetto. Also 6,500 Jewish people have been living around the ghetto, you know, in Bochnia, together with a part of me and my father, with my grandma and mom and the other 2 brothers. Anyhow, on the 14th of August 1943, this was Yud Dalet Elul Tafshin Gimel. We have been taken 1,500 people to a labor camp, the other 4,500 right to Auschwitz. Together, my whole family, they have been, you know, a lot of them have been killed and burned in the ghetto too. And I went with my father to a labor camp, Shemnia. After 3-4 months, this labor camp has been also liquidated, and we have been taken to Auschwitz. On the 5th of November 1943, all the 4,500 people from the labor camp in Chechnya have been taken to Auschwitz. So now you can imagine that I've been already a boy, 15 years old. Together with my father, he was 40 years ago, 39, 40 years. And I've got this from Mengele, one of the son of a guns what he was carrying. He was carrying with the transport, all the Jewish transport people from the ghettos. He accepted me, you know, on that day, you know, on the 15th of November 1943. He gave me a schmitz on my arm, you know, you go to the right-hand side. I've been looking, you know, like a worker already. I was working 3 years before already, so I dressed myself like to look like a man, you know. I've been only 15 years old.
And what happened to your father?
My father, he sent him to the left-hand side, but my father seen why his son, 15, he took him to the right, and me was sent to the left-hand side together with the old people, with the women. So he ran away from the place, and he got in touch with me, you know, he stayed behind me. I say, Abba, you are very high, you are 1.85 meters, he will see you, that Mengele will watch you. If you run away, please take down your head and stay behind me. Mengele was looking after him, but he took another boy by his hairs and he schlepped him to the left-hand side. My father was staying together with me, We have been picked up about 952 people only from the 4,500 Jewish people were being brought in this night, Saturday night. It was the 5th of November. So we have been picked up, located in a barrack over there together with 369 women and girls, also 16, 17 years old girls. Out of 2,884 have been taken to the left-hand side, and Mengele sent them to the crematorium. Crematorium, nobody came back from there. 2,884.
Wow.
This was a part of the train that we arrived on that day, Shabbos night, from the labor camp in Shemya to Auschwitz. So I was staying in Auschwitz, in Birkenau, 6 weeks. And then from there, they pick up about 200 people, to another camp. I was ready together with my father. I said to him, let's go out from here. It's a mess. If we will be taken to another camp, probably it will be much better than here. But we arrived later, 13 kilometers from Birkenau, Auschwitz, to a camp of 2,000 Jewish people. What are you doing here? They say to me, I'm working in the coal mines. Baruch haba, you will be able to help us. All right, it was a coal mine. 1 year and 3 months I used to work in a coal mine. My father couldn't to work only more than 5 months. He was sick, his legs have been swollen. He went to the hospital, and they took from this camp, about 200 sick people, and they brought them something, to a sanatorium. You know what's a sanatorium? Yeah. So when he went out on the truck, I said to my father, I want to go with you. I am not able to stay by myself. What will be with you? We'll be together. So one of the Germans, he schlepped me down from the truck. He said to me, du bleibst hier. Dein Vater kommt jetzt in das Sanatorium. Wenn gesund wird, dann kommt wieder zurück und wird weiter arbeiten. You understand what I said? Okay. When he told me that my father is going to be brought now to the sanatorium, I didn't believe him. I told him, wahrscheinlich in crematorium.
Yeah.
Okay. My father came down from the truck. He took me aside. He said to me, listen, my son, we are going to split each other. I don't know if I will be able to see you again, but I want to bench you. So he put his hands on my head. He benched me, Yevarechu Hashem Bishmerechu. And then he said to me in Yiddish, ich habe Hoffnung, du wirst überleben das Gehennen. You understand Yiddish? You will survive. You will be able to be, איך אומרים, du wirst überleben die Milchume. Du wirst überleben die Milchume. But I want to ask you, from my heart, das bleibt Ma'id. You should stay a Jew. That's all. So he went back on the truck. I haven't seen him anymore. So he eventually told me to stay a Jew. That means that he wanted me to stay when I survive. When I be, he was sure that I will be able to went through the Milchume. So he wanted me to stay a boy like I've been treated home, My father was a Bobby Vachusit.
From Bobman?
Yeah. He was studying in Bobiv, when he was 18 years old. He was a Bobby Vachusit. After 4 years he married, and he was at home, very, very, very orthodox, Bobiv. Up to now, I behave like a Bobby Vachusit. Wherever I come to the neighborhood, to the United States, I go in only to the Medrash of the Bobby Vachusit. Anyhow, I come back to the place where I've been in Buchenwald 4 months, and then I've been survived by the American troops. On the 11th of April 1945, the American troops, they came into Buchenwald. We have been survived over there about 22,000 Jewish people, together with 300 kids from 6-7 years old up to 16-17. One of the chaplains of this school, American soldiers, you know, his name was Rabbi Hershel Schechter. Rabbi Hershel Schechter, he wanted to see that the kids, you know, small kids, they should be able to get out from this camp, you know, and to be located in the buildings from the SS, be out of the camp, you know. And we have been taken out. I will show you the picture exactly how I've been taken out together with the other kids from the block. Was a mess, 300 kids in one block. I have a picture. If you want to see it, I can show it to you. You can make it together with me. I will show you my uniform.
Wow.
Yeah, I have it also.
You kept it.
You want to leave a minute?